As very shortly. Wrong button. Yeah, I'm still getting used to switching scenes properly. Let's turn the music back on. Okay, as I said, we're going to have Dandy not versus Skabb. He is going to be versus No Nuts. It's going to be a TBC still. They did substitute for another Zerg, so makes it a little bit fairer, just making sure all the overlay is updated. Yes, it is. Let's head on over to have a look at the players, see their stats so far, and let's have a look at the map as well they're going to be playing on. Let's move over right away. Okay, as you can see, we're going to have Dandy fighting for SouL Gaming. He's won his game so far. I believe he's actually played twice, so there should be an extra game in there. I need to fix all of... I'm going to fix all of the overlay, all of the stats anyway. There was a few weeks where my database was a bit buggy, but his opponent going to be making his debut game for Clan Revolution. It's going to be Skabb, and I'm hoping I'm saying his name right, because if not... it's a weird name. It could be Skabb, I guess. Taicho, if you could confirm in the chat, as you are his clan leader, so that would be pretty cool. Let's actually have a look at what map they are going to be playing on. We are going to be moving on over to Pathfinder. Now, Pathfinder, a very, very cool map. So far, TBC has been very balanced throughout all of my tournaments. That, of course, does count the Clash for Char games that I did cast, and this STPL and the previous STPL. The previous STPL was in 2015. Didn't really get too much play. There was one round of it. Didn't go on for very long. There was only about 5 teams. But you know what? This one a lot more healthy. A little bit of a different format this time as well. And let's see how good of a game Dandy and Skabb are going to give us here. And you know what, let's see how this is going to go. And yeah, Shangbi and Fantasy reference here, but you know what? Let's actually head on over to the game, and let's get going with the series again. Of course, SouL are 1-0 up. Can Skabb bring this back to a 1-1? Or is Dandy going to take a quick 2-0 in the series? Let's find out. Let's move on over to the game. And let's get going. Thanks for tuning in. This should be a cool match. Okay, I can't fade the music out, unfortunately. Everything should be ready. Let's turn the game music back on. And the game sound effects. Starting us off in the 12 o'clock position. It's going to be Skabb. And his opponent down here in the bottom left position is going to be fighting for SouL. It's SouL Dandy. Looks like they're just trying to figure out what turn rate they're playing on. But this should be a lot of fun here. Pathfinder, one of my favorite maps in the game. I know I've said that about a lot of maps. This is why when people ask me what my favorite map is, I tell them like 10, because I genuinely am terrible at deciding things. And it was one of the reasons why I did put this in as the first map well, not the first map, but in the first round of the STPL. There's going to be different maps every single time. Looks like we did have a boost of viewers for a bit, but then Terra went live and stole all of the viewers there, so Terra not being very considerate about the person. I mean, his team is even playing. Well, his team did play. He did lose in a walkover. Maybe that's why he's a little bit salty. Streaming rather than watching, but you know what? Can't be helped. Of course, this is not prime time in America or anything like that, so thank you all for tuning in if you have done. I know a lot of you probably have just got home from work and things like that, so it does mean a lot to me that you are here supporting the STPL and everything. It's just a bit of a shame the first series was just 2 games. And I am not confirming or denying whether Plasma will be in the map pool. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything, right? When we do... It's okay, Rapid, I realize it's definitely not prime time in Korea. But prime time in Korea, I am at work. So I can't do anything about that. And so is most of Europe, unfortunately. And, I mean, as much as I love the STPL, and I love all the players playing in it, it doesn't at the moment quite have the same draw as the ASL. Like, people aren't going to tune in from work. Um, as much as it pains me to admit, you know, I need to build up my production value, build up the STPL name, and that's what I'm going to be working on over the next year or so, because I'm hoping once we do have this season out of the way, it's going to be my first proper season of this, the next year we can do another one, make it bigger and better, and hopefully do everything just a little bit more professionally. I'm looking forward to see if we can get another caster in with me as well. And it is Kicks, it's not Quicks, so... Cucks, oh man. Rapid, you are such a troll. Oh, I love you, Rapid, but which one of you is it? Either way, we do have Skabb scouting around. He did go... I didn't actually catch what Billy was going, I was in too much of a rant, but we do have 1 Rax, Fast Expand, 4 Dandy coming up, going to be playing quite economically sound. We do have the 3rd hatchery coming up as well, and it looks like Dandy is going to try and block the gas here. Now, that's not the best thing to do against Zerg, because they can just take their natural gas really, really early. But it does, of course, slow down muteless plays. It stops that double gas. But I'm really not sure it's worth it. The drone doesn't get out, unfortunately. Rename to Quicks. Quicks and Rapid, that would actually be incredible. The 2 speed-based names, but you know what? People call me Quicks anyway, even though it is Kicks, so I accept Quicks. Like, In Control called me Quicks in his shout-out in the Pylon show, so it's all good if that's what In Control wants to call me. If that's what Artosis wants to call me as well, then they can feel free to. My name is a bit confusing, so you know what? It doesn't matter. But that would be really fun. Maybe if you want to cast at like 4 AM your time, Rapid, we could maybe cast together at some point. Okay, the origin of my name, just while there is a little bit of a lull in the game, of course we don't have any sort of tech coming up, and we do have that. Thank you very much, Red Warrior, for the host, 6 viewers. Welcome if you've just tuned in from there. It is the STPL. We have Dandy versus Skabb in the 2nd series of today. And I'm just about to explain the origins of my name, just while there's a little bit of a lull. We do have Lair coming up, of course, for Skabb, very, very standard in TBC or ZBT. But basically, I knew a gnome rogue. I was Horde, and I used to hang around fishing with an alliance, a gnome rogue, like on a PvP server, and we'd just fish together. Like, we couldn't communicate in any way but emotes, because of course alliance and Horde can't talk to each other. And his name was Etch, right? And I saw a 4-letter name. My name was like, I can't even remember what my name was at that point. I think I was like, I think I was Xenophon or something. It was just a really, really strange name. I was a Tauren druid, and it was like, I hated being Tauren anyway, because it was so slow at lumbering. And when I decided to move to Alliance, when they put in faction change and transfer off my server, because the server was kind of dead, I came in with the idea of going for a 4-letter name, and somehow I came up with Kicks. So I don't know how, I don't know why, but it's stuck with me since. It's been nearly 10 years, possibly a little bit longer, and I've had that name ever since, so you know what, that's fine. We do have +1 5 racks. It's not quite +1 5 racks from Dan. He is going to go 4 5 racks though. Oh, it is going to be kind of a +1 5 racks. His eBay was a little bit later than you'd normally see. But what tech are we actually going to have up from Skabb? Now, Skabb has actually added 3 creep colonies already. So he's being a little bit over safe, I think. He's not really seen too many units coming out from Dandy. Dandy's not really left his base. But this does usually mean that we will have a lot of muteless harass, a lot of Zerglings coming out from them as well. the sort of normal numbers you'd see is 3 to 5 means there's going to be a lot of harassment. Any less is going to be a lot of lings, so you need to be careful when you move out on the map. And 5 plus means they are going for very quick hive. So with that scan, with the scout of the Sunkens as well, Dandy should know he should feel pretty safe to move out. Now, of course, there is a lot of airspace around all of the map now. Do we have a scan on the natural? Yes, we do. He sees that there's going to be 4 sunken colonies. And this does, of course, mean... Whoops, turned off the wrong vision. It does, of course, mean that there is going to be some quick tech behind this. Of course, it could just mean that Skabb is playing very safe, very secure. But Zerg don't normally want to be playing too safe. They want to be going for that harassment. And that's actually going to be 6 sunken colonies. There's no actual muteless out on the field yet either. He's going to go into the Queen's Nest. So as I said, 6 does mean a Queen's Nest here. Now he's actually scouting ahead.
I like your style, friend.
Thank you very much for the sub, 2x2 Kingdom. So that's pretty cool. Quicks and Rapid, the fastest casting duo in Brood War. But here we go, the Mulists are out. They're going to be trying putting some pressure on this +1 5 racks, but needs to be incredibly careful. A little bit of missed micro against Dandy and he will be punished. But Dandy's bio control isn't the best. He's not keeping everything in a big clump. And that does make it a little bit harder. Thank you for the follow as well. As you can see, you are watching the STPL. I do come at you with this 3 days a week. So hopefully if you do tune in today and you enjoy it, and you're enjoying it, you'll tune in again 3 days a week. I'll go through that a little bit later. But as you can see, going back into the game, we've got a little bit of muteless micro going on here. Trying to pull back, trying to pick off as many units as possible. Actually does get one of the medics. That's a very big maneuver. Now, is there going to be any lurkers anytime soon? We do have the Hydralisk. There's only 5 sunken colonies. It's actually quite dangerous against the amount of bio that Dandy has, and I think Dandy has decided he has enough. It looks like he wants to pounce on the Zerg. Now, Skabb, of course, does not have a 3rd base yet, and it's going to be very hard for him to expand now, but here we go. He's moving in. There is no lurkers here. There's only Muteless and these Sunkens to defend, but these Sunkens are doing a lot of damage. A lot of Dandy's force is actually going down, and it looks like Skabb has pulled the trigger. He feels like he can move in and deal with this. But those 5 Sunkens in a great position. Dandy's biocontrol not quite up there. And that does allow Skabb to hold on. We do have the starport though coming up. The 5 barracks have been producing all of the time here. We do not have any supply block for Dandy. Skabb, of course, behind in supply, but we will have an extra hatchery coming up in the main. We should have a Defiler mound coming up shortly as well. And it looks like Skabb going to try and move out with some Lings and some Mulists, but the trouble is the Lings going in single file. The Mulists all going down, just 2 remaining, like nearly 2 or 3 shots away from dying. And Dandy looks like he could be interested in taking the 3rd base. He takes the 3rd base here. He's blocking the 3rd base of the Zerg over here. And where is Skabb going to expand? He is behind in this game. He's not being able to spend all of his lava either. However, really, really nice moves. Looks like Dandy was on hold position. They did not fire. But this is going to be some lurkers out in the middle. Going to make it a little bit harder for Dandy to move in. He does not yet have a science facility. And here we go. Lings going both sides around the base. Actually, these are the Muteless. Science facility has finished. We do see the Muteless actually going to be able to see this. Now, there's not actually that many turrets, but they're well positioned. Going to stop the Muteless from running away. But finally, we do have a drone moving over to take a 3rd base, going to take a 4th base at the same time, playing a little bit greedy, but we do have another scan coming in from Dandy, just scanning the natural to see what's there, and the Muteless going down. Not the best Muteless control, not on stop though, and Dandy is now going to know where they are. The Lurker's not going to retreat. He's going to try and do his best to target fire, gets one of them, but not before losing a lot of bio there. Now, what is this drone going to do? Is he going to try and take the 4th base? He needs the 3rd gas soon. We do finally see the Defiler mount going. He is getting Consume. I can only assume he does have Swarm already. But until Consume is finished, he's going to find it hard to hold on. But once that Consume does finish, against the fact he is not going to be seeing any mech units anytime soon. Of course, there is 2 science vessels. They are going to be building up energy for that Irradiate. And this is going to be pretty good for Dandy. Dandy has an outstanding position on the map, going to make it very hard. And with this position, Dandy's actually going to try and take a very greedy 4th base, going for that 3rd gas at the natural. And of course that does block the Zerg from taking the other main. Looks like Skabb is going to try and take this base up here. But here we go, the vessels are moving in. They're going for a couple of irradiates. Gets one of the lurkers, gets the second one as well. But his main targets are these defilers at the back. We see a lot of units. But here we go, 2 Scourge going down. One of them actually hitting one of the vessels. One of them, I don't know what the heck happened to it. I guess it died. But here we go, Consume is finally done. Nearly consuming one of his own lurkers though. That could have been a bit of a mistake. But with Swarm, he is going to be able to hold on. Why is he not burrowing? There we go, the Swarm does go down, but not before the Defiler dies. And unfortunately that unit he cannot afford to lose right now. But this Swarm will allow him to stay alive. We have some more Scourge coming in. That's going to allow him to try and take down this other vessel. And he gets both of them. That is a huge move. The vessel energy, one of the most important things in TVZ when you're going bio. And we actually have double dropships coming in. As I said before, this is a very good map for dropships. But Dandy needs to be careful. He's ahead in supply. But Lurkers under Swarm, very, very powerful. Looks like we do finally have 2 other vessels coming in. They do have enough for a Radiate, and it looks like they're going to go for the natural now. Unfortunately, Skabb hasn't realized this. Now he does, and one of these vessels going to go down immediately. I can only assume that was a miss rally. And here we go. Looks like we do have some more units coming down. Lurkers trying to dive under the Swarm. This one... Oh, unfortunately for him, he does not get under the Swarm, but Dandy does not realize, and he saves the Lurker by sheer luck there. But the other Lurker did not get under the Swarm. Ling's getting in the way, and Skabb is finally going to be able to take his extra bases. He's got some idle workers up here. He should be able to use his lava a little bit better as the game goes on. We've got the 4th base coming up as well, but Dandy with the superior economy right now, he's mining off of 3 gases, which is not a thing the Zerg player on 2 gases wants to hear about. And here we go, looks like Morling's moving in. A little bit of an inefficient engagement. He did bring his Defiler in a little bit too late, doesn't have enough for another Swarm. Is he going to save the Defiler with a Swarm, or is he going to let it die? Skabb not doing too good, but here we go, the big double drop moving in. The building there has gone down, an evolution chamber has gone down as well. I think this was the Hydralisk then. And this is going to be so hard for Skabb to hold on to. Really, really nice drop. There's no... Oh, wow, what amazing target fire there. Completely unable to do anything. Looks like my friend notifications thing has turned itself back on. I'll fix that after the game. But as you can see, one Swarm actually going to allow this one Zergling to do a lot of damage. Interestingly, bringing Scourge over here as well, gonna take them to their slaughter, unfortunately. But Dandy's taking a 5th base. He's got a supreme position on the map, doing a lot of damage in the main base as well. He's gonna take down the spawning pool. The Hydralisk isn't actually here. And he... Oh, that was the Spire, I think, at the bottom of the base. And this is just way too much damage for Skabb to be taking. I don't know how on earth he plans on coming back in this game. He's going for the Defiler Mound. Plague is not done yet. It's gonna go down, I believe. It's so close. It's on 100 health. But the Lings clean it up at the last second. Adrenaline has finished for them just before the spawning pool died. But what on earth is he going to do? This Science Vessel gets an Irradiate, I believe, but does go down. And unfortunately for Skabb, Dandy is in such an amazing position. I don't think there's anything he can do. He's lost his Defilers. He has no more units. Dandy has 2-2 upgrades against the 0-0 of these Hydralisks. Interestingly, decided to morph the Lurkers outside of the Swarm. Maybe a little bit worried, but that's not going to be enough. GG! And Dandy is going to take the series up 2-0 here. Really, really nicely played by him. Let's actually just bring myself over to the camera again.